With Israeli and Palestinian representatives at the Vatican in an effort to bring peace to the Middle East.
And people are fundamentally good. We are all fundamentally good.
First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who I learned from. Shalom to the hopeful light preaching His word in truth and sincerity, and to you ribs, and to you sisters out there learning in silence and staying in order. We say to you all, Shalom. Right back at it with another lesson. I came across this video from the brothers sharing it. We are the diligent soldiers out of Boston, Massachusetts, under the tutelage of GMS. Right, so we're gonna go into this video, but the first thing that struck out, man, is they're talking about peace, man. Right, because Esau always says one thing, means the other. It means the exact opposite. Right. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, right? We heard him say it in the beginning of the video. In the times that we're in right now, it is obvious. It is obvious what moves they're making and what they're trying to accomplish, right? Obviously, the world's going to be super unstable, right? But they're going to think that they're going to bring the stability, right, through the chaos that they also bring. Right, and they're going to bring, allegedly, they're gonna assume to bring economic equality, right? Some type of spiritual new religion where everybody's under the same umbrella. That's what they would like to accomplish, right? But it ain't gonna happen. It says here, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child. Right, and those are birth pains, right? Jacob's trouble, right? It's coming, and it's pretty much of Yahweh Shem Yahushai using the head tribe Esau, Edom, Amalek, right, to bring about food shortages and natural disasters, right, or unnatural disasters and natural disasters. The Lord controls all things, right? But through all this instability, He would like to get everybody under one umbrella, right, and force everybody to be under the system, the beast system, which is going to be implemented very soon. A lot of laws have been passed, right, and a lot of information control, right. The beast, which is NATO, is coming down to bite down on those who bring out information contrary to what their plan and agenda is. As I brought out in videos before, their agenda, the secret agendas, have been brought out, right? If you watch like I think it was like 6 videos behind, something like that, go into it. But anyways, it says here from the top, verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Right, but only only the elect and the 1/3 are going to be at peace, right? Because it says we're gonna get it. It says verse 4, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that the day should not overtake you as a thief. Right, because we are hip to what's going on, right? Lord willing, I'm of the number of the elect that get saved out of it. Right, I'm not saying I am, but I would love to be. This is where faith comes in, right? This is why we are constantly watching the news and meditating upon the scriptures, waiting on His return, so that we don't get taken by surprise. It's kind of like when you box, right, and you see the punch coming, you roll with the punches. That's what rolling with the punches means, so that you don't get impacted with that, with a punch what you don't see. Right, because what happens when you get punched when you don't see, your brain rattles inside your brain. Your brain rattles inside your skull and causes concussions, and you fall right asleep. Right, the people are asleep. Right, and the scriptures say that it is high time to awake out of sleep. right? We're gonna roll with the punches, man. We're gonna embrace this, man. We're gonna expect it. We're gonna roll with it, and we're gonna accept what comes with it, because we know that we got to get up out of here, man. This is not our rest, right? We all tired of being here. We don't want this place to continue no more, right? We tired of all these bills, all these taxations, right? All these vexations, all these machinations, so on and so forth. This is Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is his treasure, right? Because fear brings about obedience, right? And obedience, it's a pre-qualifier, right? I want to say a pre-qualifier, but the scriptures say that to make your calling in election sure, right? Because election means that you were predestined to be elected, but in order for you to confirm these things, you gotta, fear the Most High and show yourself approved. See, to yourself, because the Lord knows all things, right? It says, "Behold, their valiant ones shall cry out without. The ambassadors of peace shall weep bitterly." Right, and the highways lie waste. The wayfaring man ceases, and he has broken the covenant. He has despised the cities. He regardeth no man. Right, a lot of our people are going to die in this, right, for not getting right. Right, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. Right, and if you are hand in hand with this beast, and you're doing exactly what he does, then right, you miss a fool just like him. Right, back to the video.
Some rogues and sinners, but the heart itself is good.
Pope Francis met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the Vatican. The trip is part of Zelensky's tour through Europe to meet with world leaders. The two exchanged gifts during yesterday's meeting. The Pope gave Zelensky a bronze cast peace symbol of peace, and Zelensky presented a painting depicting the brutal Bucha war tragedy in Ukraine. The Pope has been a mediator in the Russia-Ukraine war. However, the Vatican has been criticized for not directly blaming Russia for the war.
Former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Olmert called the meeting, quote, important and emotional. He also said the Holy Father was presented with a peace proposal for Gaza.
President Joko Widodo echoed the vital need for interfaith talks given the growing number of conflicts and wars around the world.
Semangat perdamaian dan toleransi inilah yang ingin Indonesia bersama Vatikan sebarkan, apalagi di tengah dunia yang semakin bergejolak. Seperti yang kita ketahui bersama, konflik dan perang terjadi di berbagai belahan dunia, termasuk di Palestina, yang telah menelan lebih dari 40.000 korban jiwa. Indonesia mengapresiasi.
See, these people speak like they have the authority of the Lord himself, man, to declare, peace, right, and stability and things of that nature, right? Yahushua himself said, "Think not that I come to bring peace. I did not come to bring peace but a sword," right? And these people are trying to do the opposite, man. They're trying to make it seem like they're trying to bring peace, but only Yahushua could bring about peace, man. And the only way they could do that is to remove these kingdoms, man, and remove the rulership in place, while these people are trying to keep it intact, which is the opposite of what he's coming to do.
Sangat menghargai sikap Vatikan yang terus menyuarakan, menyerukan perdamaian di Palestina dan mendukung two-state solution.
While in Jakarta, the Pope is also set to visit the Istiqlal Mosque, which is seen as a national symbol for religious harmony. The mosque sits opposite a Catholic church, which is linked via a tunnel known as the Tunnel of Friendship.
Singapore has been hailed by Pope Francis as an example of how different ethnicities, cultures, and religions can coexist in harmony. This especially in a time of conflicts raging around the world.
Pope Francis told an interfaith gathering in Singapore that the Christian faith was just one of many roads to God. He said, through an interpreter, It doesn't matter if you're Sikh or Muslim or Hindu or Christian, it's all the same thing and it's all good.
Throughout his papacy, the leader of the Roman Catholic Church has stressed the importance of interfaith dialogue.
Ecco, ricordiamoci questo.
I encourage you to sow seeds of love, confidently tread the path of dialogue, continue to show your goodness and kindness, and be builders of unity and peace.
In order to be inclusive, the Pope told those assembled that no one should say their religion was more important or truer than anyone else's. Well, if you have to deny...
Right, sounds familiar, right? As the plans of, Adam Weishaupt, right? The one who was caught with the paperwork of the Illuminati, was trying to overtake all governments and, offices, and was killed by lightning. And then that organization was illegalized. They wanted to create one government, one world religion, right? And now they have hidden their face within these organizations like the Council of Foreign Relations, right? The WHO and things of that nature, right? And they're all trying to have total control under one umbrella. That is the goal.
Truth in order to be inclusive, then how valuable is that inclusion? If inclusion is based on a denial of the truth, then aren't you including people in a lie? And if inclusion is only made possible by inviting everyone to close their eyes to reality, then aren't you seeking to include everyone in a kind of insanity?
The Synod in Rome has completed its third week, which has focused on governance and delegation of authority in the church. Many Synod participants have stressed that while each particular church brings a uniqueness and richness to the universal church, unity is more crucial than ever.
Because one thing you got to think about is this, right? Obviously, here in America, right, they have already conquered with Christianity. Although Christianity in this country is phasing out, right? It's becoming, much more like other religions coming in and a melting pot like Babylon. But so they're not really worried about this place. They already conquered it. Right now we have wars in other countries who are very poor, and what happens when people are, at their very lowest state, when they're very hungry, right? Especially in Muslim countries, when you start to break the people down and then you offer them help and asylum in other countries, right? You try to introduce your religion to them because you're helping them now, you're feeding them now, and then they become susceptible to your religion, right? When you infiltrate the moral of people, right? Not just, conquering their pockets and put them in debt, right? And you conquer their spirituality. You got total full control of them, man. And every time there's major wars and disasters and famine coming, right, the Pope comes in and tries to sway the people to their spirituality, so to speak.
I want to start with comments made by Cardinal Gerhard Mueller this week. Now, he rejoined the Synod after missing the start of the event due to illness. He renewed his criticism of this gathering, saying it is not a synod of bishops due to the presence of lay voters. He also warned against the creation of what he calls a post-Catholic church. Quote, "We cannot follow the example of the ancient Gnostics who wanted to transfer the church to a higher stage of its historical existence and disguise this betrayal with the beautiful label of a synodal church." Father, he also cautioned against the church becoming Christianity without dogma, sacraments, and apostolic magisterium.
What we're facing here is something unprecedented in the history of the church. We discussed this a year ago, Raymond, when we were talking about the changes in this composition of the synod. A synod of bishops is precisely that, of bishops. When you bring lay people, priests, deacons, women and men religious, all together, it ceases to be a synod. Now, the Pope has decided that this is what he wants. He wants this kind of meeting, but it is different than the Synod of Bishops as established at the Second Vatican, first of the Second Vatican Council, but then put into effect by Pope Paul VI. So Vatican II called for a meeting of bishops, and now we get a meeting of everybody. So that's wrong. This gives the false impression that lay people have an equal say in the governance of the church, And that theory's been going around a lot. In fact, Cardinal Muller is quite aware of this. People have this notion that if you're baptized, you get to be ruling in the church if you're picked for that. That's not how it works.
Earlier, Catholics and Muslims gathered near the Istiklal Mosque, where Pope Francis participated in an...
That's because this program is above the old program. This is the new world program, right? It's beyond your control at this point.
Interfaith meeting. The mosque is the largest in Southeast Asia. It was designed by a Christian architect and stands just a few meters from the Church of Our Lady of the Assumption, a Catholic cathedral. The two buildings share an underpass called the Tunnel of Friendship. The Pope's visit is an opportunity for Indonesia to showcase its commitment to religious harmony.
One of the things that struck me about all of you here is your ability to engage in interreligious dialogue. And this is very important because if we start to fight amongst ourselves and saying, my religion is more important than yours, my religion is true, yours is not, where will that lead us? Because every religion is a way to arrive at God. There's only one God, and each of us is a language, so to speak, in order to arrive at God.
Is the Pope Catholic? All of a sudden, that's not a rhetorical question. Some saw it as a wonderful admission that we're all right in our own way. Others saw it as a humble...
Yeah, what about Satanists? Right? Because Satan's in the Bible, right? And it comes from God. So are you going to include them?
Confession that none of us can claim to be right. But most, and I suspect the Pontiff himself, saw it as a way of being inclusive.
Ci ricorda una cosa importante, che gli aspetti visibili della religione, i riti, le pratiche e così via, sono un patrimonio tradizionale.
Multiculturalism, we're trying to create social cohesion around a shared desire for social cohesion. It's a fool's errand because none of it makes sense.
The universality of the Catholic Church is well reflected in the...
But anyways, y'all get the gist of it, right? They're moving really quickly to get ready to implement this. So when the famine comes and the people are in need, they will have one inclusive religion, right? For everybody to go under so they could take the hearts and the minds of the people. Right. Well, that's pretty much I got to say on this clip here. I pray that this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakaha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the GMS who I learned from. Shalom to the full elect preaching His word in truth and sincerity. To you ribs, to you sisters out there learning in silence and staying in order, I say to you all, Shalom.